Hello everyone, and welcome to Mabinogi. Hi Brom. Well, it's been a little bit since the last time we recorded. Kimmy. Hi Kimmy. So all I wanted it for? Oh, I see. That's funny. The Alpakistan. Alright. Well, anyway. So, actually, I really like Kimmy's outfit here. It's a nice outfit. But anyway. Oh my gosh, she's so tradable. Something, I don't know, something that they're doing is that way. Anyway, so for this episode, I have a few things I want to do. I know we had just started Gen 3, but before we progress any further on that, there are some things I'd like to do. For one, I want to pick up what is probably my favorite weapon in the game, the chain blade here, because it's really, really nice. I really like using it. It's a very, very good weapon. I'm going to go ahead and pick up that. I've now gained knowledge of the Dorcha Snatch skill and chain blade mastery skills. Now, I've also gone in and redone all of my action bars up here so that they match up with my skills on my main character. I'm putting Dorcha Snatch here even though I don't actually technically need to, because that's actually just a normal attack, the Dorcha Snatch. But yeah, this is going to be my weapon. Probably for a long time, because Chain Slash is honestly one of the best things you can get. I'm so used to using it and the guns that everything else feels so slow. It's hard for me to do any of them. It's just the way it is, though. Just because they're real fast, like, abilities and, like, attacks and things, so. But things like Ninja and Fighter are very, very similar. Actually, I didn't realize I could use the special one here. That's nice. I mean, I really would prefer to have a really good tier chain blade, but I don't think I'm going to use it. It actually has a much wider variety of attack range, so it could actually deal less damage, but could deal more damage than this. It basically evens itself out with this. Like, this one basically evens out with that in the end, so I'm okay with this. Well, do I have here again? Just wands. Do have a fixed color metal dye. So, no, that's alright. I think I'm alright with what I got here. I was thinking about dyeing it something just because, you know, it could match like the rest of my outfit here, which is all these pinks and stuff. But I guess I don't really want to go do that until I'm certain that this is the chain blade I'm going to use. Because if I come over here to the seal merchant, which I think I actually have a quest for, but I have to go to the one in Belvast. It's the same shop, but it won't trigger the quest. But if you come in here, there's a bunch of like specialty stuff that you can get throughout the game here. Right now, like, it changes every day is one big thing. This is heavy armor. So that's interesting. This knight's armor here. But like, ooh, those boots and gauntlets are really high tier. I've never seen ones like that like that high before. That's nice. I might have to consider that. I have the seals on another character. Ooh. Oh man, those are really good, actually. Oh man. I might have to really consider grinding out more adventure seals to get those. I've only got 6 on this character, but on my main I have over 100. Let's see, actually, since those are available, and they might be only available now because it's still Saturday. Technically it's Sunday, but I think it runs by the like time in the week, in like Korea or something, or maybe it's Pacific time, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab, I've got 102, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the, I want the boots or the gauntlets. I kinda like the way the gauntlets look, actually. The boots are pretty generic, like boots. So, I mean, either one, like either of these are just going to be better in general. So, but those would be really good actually for my main character here. I probably wouldn't normally do that if I wasn't like right on the cusp of like getting the like if it wasn't on the cusp of them not being available anymore. So we go back to my main, or back to here, and what we can do is we can do a quick rebirth, and we can change our talent over to the chain slash. And we've got a bunch of cabbages that are completed. I have been doing some odds and ends on here. I've been working a bit with the squires and things like that. So I have been doing a little bit. It does mean that, yeah, you can't just follow my episodes to see a guide on like what to say to the different squires and such, but oh well, it is what it is. Alright, now our chain slash. So this is going to give us that 2 times experience on chain slash. If you can reach level 200, you can also get 2 times training experience regularly as well, without like on that talent, basically at 4 times. If you can hit 150, you'll get basically 3 times because it's times 1.5. So it's kind of nice. But you do have to get all the way up to level 150 or 200 to get that bonus. And I think the talent training experience that's here for your character, I think doesn't factor into like the numbers here. So like this skill says it requires 1. Okay, here's a better example. Let's say I want to level enchanting. This says there's 30. The active talent will give me a double. Every time I use it, it'll give me 2. I think this gives you that same 2, but without incrementing it twice. I think. I'm not entirely certain. If not, then, I mean, it still just gets you up very, very, you know, allows you to level it up faster. Somebody who's a little bit more knowledgeable about that could maybe tell you more. So, my Indelion experience has gone up. I don't have enough Homestead Stone to do anything more here. I literally just did this earlier today. So, I've been using my alts to get through Doki Doki Island to get the cat's paws so that I can get flight. Eventually I will have flight on this character. I am 96 away, or I'm at 96, and I need to get to 140, and then I get flight. So probably just a couple more days. I get about 15 or so a day, so Actually, I get more than that. 15 is what I get per character, so probably will only be a day or two. Oh yeah, I should look at the quest that I just got to make sure I know where I'm going. An item has been found. It looks similar to something I've seen on your chain blade. Why don't you come by, Duncan? Right. Okay, go see Duncan first. I was just gonna head straight to Piaka, which would not have benefited me at all. So Piaka is the most difficult dungeon that there is, just straight up in the game. Like any tier of dungeon is the Piaka version is like higher and more difficult. So like Piaka, you know, LB Basic is basically your lowest level basic dungeon. Well, normal dungeon, I should say. LB normal. And then Piaka normal is like the highest, most difficult version of normal, you know. And then from there you can get things like basic, intermediate, advanced, and veteran. And then there's also Piaka Abyss, which I think is actually less hard than Piaka Veteran, just because Veteran is like new, and it's basically the hardest version of any dungeon. So Piaka Veteran is like the hardest version of Piaka, just in general. So I think that's the way it works anyway. I can't 100% say for certain, but I think that's how that works. So let's just do these two, I guess. These are still really the only titles I have at the moment. They're pretty much the best. Obviously we've talked to him already, because he's like the first NPC we ever talked to. Hey Serene, I came across something odd. I was wondering if you might know anything about it. Duncan takes something from his pocket and shows it to you. Just like that stone embedded in your chain blade. A runestone? You don't say. Took it from the town's lost and found. It was a moment of weakness, okay? It looked so expensive I couldn't resist. But then I felt guilty, so I decided to find its real owner. Maybe you could help me? I figure a good place to start looking would be the church. Should have plenty of busybody churchgoers. Probably noticed anyone who owned expensive items. Engraved runestone. So, if you didn't notice, you can see that there is a little runestone here on the glove of my chain blade. It's a little hard to see, but it's right there. You can also see it right here on the icon. It's easier to see when you're with some of the other ones because it's bigger. But there's just a little tiny runestone right there. And the whole chain blade thing is kind of reliant on that. Oh hey, Cecilia. So this is who we ended up getting the highest affiliation with, or whatever. I'd like to see you more often. I've got lots of things going on. What kind of things, you ask? Maybe I'd tell you if you visit more often. That's literally all she ever says. Hey, how are you? You never visit me anymore. Anything going on with you? I've missed you. Yeah, that's really all that you ever get. But that's cool that we get to see Cecilia, like, regularly. So, that should be cool. Like I said, on my main character, I have Ysolte. And Ysolte, if you do her, if you get the highest with her, she stands right here. So, Cecilia stands over here. And I don't know where Mina shows up, because I've never gotten her before. So, I think it said something about her showing up over here by the church, though. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. You can look it up on the Mabinogi wiki if you really are curious. Hi there, Serene. Anything I can help you with? Show her the runestone Duncan gave you. Oh, how lovely. Look how elaborate the engravings are. You might notice that these are Celtic runes here. Obviously, this whole thing is very Celtic inspired, which has actually inspired me to add a lot of Celtic stuff to my stories and things, so I love it. I just love all of the different mythos out there. I just only ever really been the most familiar with Greek. It's not till recently I started really looking into other mythos, and I gotta say, Egyptian, Celtic, all of those mythos are really interesting. You know, Greek is cool, but maybe it's just because I didn't know about it before, but some of these other mythos are actually also really cool. And maybe even cooler in my opinion. So, but anyway, look how elaborate the engravings are. I was just at this magic school donating some holy water of Limelark. I overheard talk of mana stones there. Sounds like someone was doing research about them. Maybe the stone you showed me is one of those. Why don't you go to the school and ask about it? Teacher of Tyrconnell Magical School is Lasar. Sure. We can go talk to Lasar to find out more about this runestone. A Spirit for Adventure is the quest that we have to complete, which I don't think... No, who owns the runestone is what we're currently on. So it's going to be a couple of quests before we actually get our, start getting our skills and such. But yeah, this is basically the chain / tutorial story thing. So, are you Serene by any chance? Haha, you look exactly the way Bebin described. I'm sorry. I apologize for laughing. Nice to meet you, I'm Lasar. What's your business? Show her the runestone Duncan gave you. Yes, this is a runestone. It contains very powerful mana. What you heard from Mendelian is correct. We do have a resident researcher here. His area of expertise is magical geology, so he probably knows a lot about both runestones and mana stones. I think he's taking a break at the back of the school right now, actually. Go and talk to him. He's wearing glasses. Go ahead and complete that. Yay, we leveled up to 6. Speaking of which, I know that we needed to hit level 500 cumulative for the spirits. So, I was just looking at where we were on that. 452. Not quite there yet, but we're getting there. Bespeckled boy. A strange bespeckled boy in blue is standing in the magic school's yard. He must be the boy Lasar mentioned, the one researching mana stones and runestones. Yes, so that would mean... He's so deep in thought he doesn't even notice your approach. Just stare at him. Ah! In his fright, the boy nearly knocks his glasses off. What was that for? Are you trying to give me a heart attack? Yeesh! Abruptly shoved the runestone under his nose. I love how rude you are. Militians are so amazing. They don't have to worry about dying or anything like that, so they're very brash. They tend to be a little on the rude side, maybe. But they're also very excitable. His eyes grow wide as saucers the moment he notices the runestone, and he stares at you incredulously. Where did you find my runestone? I didn't think I'd ever see it again. You see, I'm a mana stone research specialist. The stone was of particular interest to me because it contained someone's personal memories. I was researching how such a small runestone could hold such powerful mana, and decided the best way to do it would be to visit LB Dungeon to see the memories for myself. But well, I'm a terrible adventurer. I had to leave the runestone behind. I barely escaped with my life. He looks up at you with mournful eyes. You're Serene, right? You seem much stronger than me. Maybe. You could go to LB Dungeon to investigate the story behind this runestone. What do you say? You're more than up to the task. Alright, let's head off to LB Dungeon then. In that case, it's not too far from here. Once we get flying, it will be much easier to get around. So we won't have to sit here and summon mounts and then run or whatever. And like we'll be able to just go like a straight path instead of having to kind of go around things, you know, that kind of stuff. So it'll be nice. Probably going to be next recording session before I get that, but shouldn't take too long. Also, I went and I got a bunch of likability potions. So at some point in this session, or maybe next, I'm going to go take those to Neely so that we can get our music skills up here. Because right now, in music, we have D rank. We need to up these to B rank, because we're C on both song and instrument. And we always need to keep our music one level higher than, like, our music knowledge and song, and our, our music knowledge. Our composition, not so much. But the music knowledge, that has to be one level higher than our instruments and our stuff, or thing, to get the best levels and experience and stuff out of it, at least. Alright, story, if you offer the runestone at the altar, the story will be revealed, but only one person can enter. A woman with long, silky blonde hair stands before you. Is she the original owner of the runestone? Only the memory can reveal that information. I love that she has the heterochromatic eyes there. Also, look at her chain blade. This is freaking wicked looking. I need to find some sort of clue. Wait, I feel it again. It's trying to lure other monsters to me. I don't have time for this. Time to get mean. Use the chain blade to attack. So unlike the other stuff, where your tutorials are, in that, like, tutorial area and stuff, and it's like, oh, you gotta do this, and then, follow this command and stuff. This is how they handle this one. Move it closer together, it's good to hit them with F5 Raging Spike. Oh, see, I don't even have that skill yet on my main. Those bothersome femores. Have the 2 key to make a dash at the enemy using Anchor Rush. Spider Fighter. F2 Chain Crush and F1 Chain Impale are perfect for one-on-one combat. Show them what you got. Bam. And then use your Dorcha conversion, which was... What did it say that one was at? 1. That one costs health, but is kind of neat. Oh. Sorry, I'm used to my regular character. Use Dorcha's Snatch to leech Dorcha through a basic attack. Like, this is your, like, tutorials, basically. Like, they'll do more tutorials as we get later into the game. And they'll, like, teach you more there. But to be a successful chain slasher, you need to constantly evaluate how much Dorcha you can leech with each attack. That's the fundamental thing. Professor J is waiting for me. I better defeat the rest and get out of here. So you've noticed the Dorcha gauge up here. F4 to use Chain Sweep. I love the skill. Yes. Pop. Descartes, you're almost there. That's the 1 key to do Dorcha conversion and get Dorcha really quickly. I don't know if I really want to do that, because that's the rest of my health. Whoops. Again, used to my own controls. Oh, hi. Almost at the end. Keep going. Giant gold spider. These hairy-legged monsters make my skin crawl. How do they always manage to find me? Got him. I'm so sick of these Fomors, but what can we do to stop them when we don't have a single lead? Can't even find any clues in this area. And these are characters that we will actually meet for the first time later in the game. They're going to act as though I know them just because of the fact that this is after the Iria Saga, Chapter 17, or Generation 17 and 18. The Chain Slash quest line is actually technically after that. So I'll encounter these people and they'll talk to me as if I know them, but I haven't actually met them in the story yet. I've covered so much ground already. How's it going? Finding anything? That was, in fact, Merlin. Lifelong memories. Complete. A spirit for adventure. Talk to the bespectacled boy again. Oh, I see. That was the dungeon it was saying was complete. Got it. Oop. I think that was a cutscene that was supposed to play when I left the dungeon, but didn't for some reason. I think that's a bug. All according to plan. I forget who that is. So that's the voice I'm giving them for now. I think that was supposed to play after the dungeon, and there's just a bug where it doesn't. So, because obviously, you know, that cutscene, I just appeared, you know. So, I think it's supposed to take you, like, do that and then take you outside the dungeon, but for some reason, something in the coding is broken and it doesn't. So, something in the coding is broken in Mabinogi. That's something that's just normal. It's a free MMO. You can't expect it to be, you know, perfect, unfortunately. But then, I mean, what MMO is nowadays? I mean, just look at freaking World of Warcraft, you know? And just how much people, like, dislike what's going on with that and how buggy it is. I'm recording this as of 8.3 coming out. And I remember the last few weeks since 8.3 came out, everybody's just like, how did Blizzard release this patch in this state? It's so buggy. How's your trip? What memories did you see? And whose were they? Runestone's gone. Your head's still spinning like a top. Could you describe what you saw? The boy's eyes light up with excitement as you talk. You saw a strange woman, and she was powerful. That may explain the curious men in the Runestone. Excuse me, sorry. And there's a hiccup now. I have to admit, I'm a tad miffed that you lost it, but I have little use for such petty emotions, especially when the thing I truly wanted was the memory contained in the Runestone's mana. I have that now, so let's move on, shall we? Tell Chief Duncan the item's been returned to its rightful owner. He doesn't need to know that it's lost. Alright, well, let's go talk to Duncan. I was stuck. And then we'll probably end the episode there and pick up in the next part of the quest line. So, because that seems like a good spot to end off at. But we'll do that when we get, you know, done talking to Duncan here. So you found the owner of the Runestone. Did you give it back? I gave it to the owner, or I did not exactly give it to the owner. Tell Duncan everything that happened. That's not what I was expecting to hear from you. The Runestone was a cipher for memories. Interesting. Were you right to give Duncan that answer? You can't help but wonder. Alright. Fledgling Chain Slasher. Chain Blade Mastery and Torture Snatch are now available. They're now at F rank. Use the skill successfully, perform finishing blow. Easy. Attack an enemy with a chain blade. Perform a finishing blow using a chain blade. Easy! Those ones are very easy to level. That said, chain blade is not CP related. So you can level it no matter what, which is great. Makes it way easier to level than a lot of the other skills. Serene, there's something about you. Duncan gives you a solemn stare, biting his lip. What I mean to ask is, are you well? I don't mean... I'm not even doing Duncan's voice. I don't mean to offend, but there's something off about you. Something... I don't know. Creepy. Now that he mentions it, you did hear that weird voice inside your head, but you don't want to talk about it. Oh, that's right. That was a different voice. That wasn't Duncan. I'm worried about you. Keep your friends close, and don't be afraid to ask for help, alright? You're strange to remember. When did you start hearing the voice in your head? Was it after you saw that memory in Albie Dungeon? Maybe you should search for the people you saw in the memory. And they should be right around here, actually. Right over here. Missing link. Right there. But before we go talking to these three, I'm going to go ahead and end off this episode here. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you have, feel free to subscribe. Check the video description down below for a link to the playlist. That way you can get caught up on any of the episodes you might have missed. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. See you later.